Okay, it worked. It was the trying to use the FFmpeg and as an FLV. Probably if it was MP4 it would have worked. That would overwork my system, so I can't do that. Okay, let's see if my stream comes up. Okay, stop talking over your intro. Okay, Dawn here with another live stream. I'm trying, if you've seen me go up and down with my live stream, that's because I'm working on it. I had my live stream working, and but my recording wasn't working, and I thought it was because I had changed the date and time format and the name of the file, the default name of the file. But it turned out it wasn't that. It was let's see. I can go into the settings. Let's make sure everything looks okay. Yeah, it's working pretty hard right now. I may have to back off on my bit rate. I'd really have to do that. It was fine when I was just recording videos before. When it was crashing, I've reverted back to 21 on OBS 21. Oh, let me get up here. I got to get on the screencast. Okay, I reverted back to 21.1.1 because it crashed on stream when it updated to 22. Whatever. And it took me a long time to figure that out because I happen to have been changing my source, my scenes and around a lot, and at the same time, it just so happened, bad luck. And I was trying to fix those. I thought I'd messed it up for days. So anyway, then I imported today. So far, I've imported my profile that I wanted to import in my scene collection. And I'm using, you can't do anything. You can't even show the profiles while you're recording, and I'm recording right now and streaming. So, well, it's finally green. I was afraid it wasn't going to ever get green over there on my dashboard, you know, the YouTube dashboard. Anyway, that's my profile with all my cameras and everything. But there's some settings you can look at and change, and some you can't while you're recording. But these are the basics here. I didn't really do anything there. I didn't do anything there. And in the output I am doing right now, I went up to 4,000 bit rate because YouTube says now that they want 3,000 to 6,000. And yeah, see, the rescale says 1920 by 1080 because that's the minimum I want. Well, that's what I want. You know, I don't want it to rescale, so I put it on that. And that is what size my screen is. And that's what my palette is set up as. You can rescale it smaller if your bandwidth can't handle it and everything, but I should be able to. I got 10 gig up, 10 megabits up, not gig, and 200 down, 10 up, and so I'm going to keep trying it and see if it'll work. And I did have it on FFmpeg, and FLV. In the newer version it worked, but in this version it couldn't record. It kept stopping. So I put it back on standard, which I don't know what encoder that is, but that's what they call it, standard, and FLV, because that uses less resources and makes a decent file. And then I'm not rescaling the output. I just set it to rescale to 1920 by 1080, but actually that's what my palette is. So not sure why. I don't know. You know, when you have it in the simple mode up here, I'll leave it like this because that's the way I want it, but it's so different it gets confusing. It makes it less simple. But anyway, that was what was wrong, is that I had tried using FFmpeg and FLV. I think if it was using MP4 it would have been fine for the recording, but that makes it use too much resources and the system can't handle it. This system, it's a i5 quad core, Intel i5 quad core with 4 gig of RAM. I call it the Lenovo i5 because it's a Lenovo machine. Now I did change the bit rate for the audio to 128 because the default's 160, but I changed it to 128 because that's what YouTube says they want it. Now I could probably change this to 160 because it always worked. Because I think the reason is because if you have this checked, which seems to be checked by default, and for streaming service settings, it won't change any of what you do over there, but what it does is I think send out what your streaming service wants, you know. So thought that looked like it was highlighted. I don't know why I just clicked it, though. That could have caused a problem. I'm not trying to change anything. I'm just looking. And so all this is still the same as it was. I won't go over that again. And yeah, you can't do any changing on your video. You see see base canvas. That's what I was talking about. 1920 by 1080 output. Scaled resolution, I made it the same because I don't actually want it to scale down. I don't think you can scale up, but you can scale down. But and you might need to do that. But as long I got my streams, I guess I'm right on the edge of what my bandwidth can handle and maybe my machine can do with 1920 by 1080. But it's acting just the same as it was with the 4,000 kilobits per second. I was doing 2,500. That was what the wizard set it up as, and I had left it that way ever since 2016. I don't think I've ever changed it when I first started with OBS. And I have my hotkeys. Yeah, I have a few hotkeys. My Cam 1, I'm not using any audio on Cam 1. It's not turned on, just the video, but I could. And that's my plan, is to perhaps sometimes do that. Right now I have my lapels. I used to have it always plugged into Cam 3, but the battery went bad, so I'm not using that Cam 3. So I want to probably sometimes use Cam 1 for audio and Cam 2 for video. If you try to do them all out of the same camera, then the Wi-Fi chips is what I've decided can't handle it, and you get a lot of even worse audio mismatch, lag, latency. Okay, now here's the other thing. This is what I originally thought today was wrong when it couldn't record, is because I had changed my file name, and I won't do that while I'm recording. We probably can't anyway, but I'm going to try it again now that I've just figured out that that wasn't the problem, because I really don't like just hit cancel here. I really don't like just having numbers as a file name, and I don't really like having a space in there. Oh yeah, that underscore worked. I see that I had an underscore in there at that time when I was doing my test. So I kept thinking, what's the underscores or the capital letter C? This is actually being recorded right now. I'm doing dual recordings right now. I'm using simple screen recorder over here, and so all the changes I do will still get recorded, when I shut down OBS or open it back up. And I'll upload that video later. But see, I want it to be kind of like this. Put my name in there, and I'm just going to put my name, and then I want month, day, year. I don't want backwards, 2019, 02, 04. That always confuses me. I want month, day, year, and then I want the time. This one does the right time. It does the time you started the stream. This one, the numbers just look random. I mean, look, there's the time that one. That's 4:20 a.m. Well, it says 4:18:53. Oh, 18:19:20. That was a pretty short file. I wonder if these numbers said if they, this one does what time you started it, I believe. 4:34. That says 5:37. Oh, that's the last time it was changed, because it's constantly getting changed. Okay, modified. This browser, this file manager, I really love it. But you don't even have I noticed the other day, you don't even have the ability to show creation date. At least I couldn't, if I remember right. But anyway, so that's when the file was started. Okay. 4:18:53. That's 4:20. Oh, so that is right. So this one's 5:29:22, and right now it's 5:38. A few minutes later, that was the last time the file's modified. Because see, this one's being growing right now too. It's being written right now. Get off of this phone and accidentally delete them. Okay, so that works. I just never. Somehow it escaped me that that's what those numbers were. I had decided they were random numbers. I tried to use them originally as time dates, and tried to use them to sort the. I guess the problem was I tried to use them to sort the files, but I couldn't make heads or tails of it. Man, just looking at them, and probably if I would put the time, like you see the way in that little pop-up, the actual. The colons, like time is normally written, then I would have understood it. But also the seconds. But you need the seconds to differentiate them sometimes, if you just did the hours and minutes, if you stopped the one and started another one within a minute, then it would be the same thing and you'd have a problem. So I'm going to leave the seconds on there. Start set, take them off. But okay, I don't think I'll try putting the colons in there though, because I'm afraid colons can sometimes break things with certain programs. So, and I don't know about you. Well, actually, I don't think it would hurt YouTube, but what YouTube does is if there's a dash in there, or an underscore, or a dot, it will just take it out when you upload it, and it'll be a space. So it wouldn't be, and I don't really, like I said, colons can foul up programs, like some players might crash or just not be able to play the file. So I don't think I want to put the colons in there, even though it makes it easier for me to read it. But I think I'll do it like this. This one I want to change. I forgot a while ago. I actually did change it up and put my name and all in there. Simple stream recorder. But I forgot about the dots, so I'll change those to probably dashes. Put an underscore in between the date, the year, yeah, the date, and then so I can differentiate it with my eyes, just to help me. God, my eyes play tricks on me a lot, and that helps me. And then the dots are actually great. I kind of know what that is when I see it. But it's not good for programs because they'll look at, sometimes some programs will look at the first dot instead of the last dot as the file extension. And so yeah, I never have like that space in there. When I always end up going back and renaming these files, and sometimes it depends on what's in my mind at the time. Sometimes I put an underscore and sometimes I put a dash. The only bad thing about an underscore is in some programs you don't see it at all. And so you think you don't know if it's a space or an underscore. So I'd really kind of like to stay away from them. But a long number, you can hardly tell that it's a date and a time with just dash in there. So that's actually a better, easier way to read that. Or this is okay. The space is okay for reading it, but I don't like the date. I didn't fix this one because I didn't want to take time to figure it out. But I think I can do that in both programs. I know I can in OBS now. I saw that. It shows you how it's laid out. When you hover over did I show that a minute ago? I can't even remember. So if you go into the advanced, and if you hover over this, it shows you exactly how to lay it out. Now, I'm not going to, like I said, I'm live streaming and recording right now, so I'm not going to change it right now. But I'm going to go, I had it all changed the way I wanted it, and then I thought that had broken my recording, but that wasn't it. So yeah, I'm going to make it month, day, year, hours, minutes, seconds. Probably put an underscore right there, and I'll put my name in front of it, and then I'll be happier with it. Okay, so that's good. Now things are working. So I've got my desktop, and yeah, you know what? It's not using as much resources as it was a while ago either. That's crazy because in the newer version it actually used more like 12 to 15%. Talking about OBS, 12 to 15% when you were just recording a video. But I'm recording and streaming with the default code encoder, whatever it is. They don't tell you what it is, and it's just staying right around in there, around 25%. With streaming and saving a file, and then simple screen recorder generally stays around right in there, 17 to 18, 19, and it's just you can stream with it or you can save a file. And the reason I'm doing both at once is because I wanted to get everything I did in OBS on my video, so I'm making two videos at the same time right now. But now I've been going long enough that I'm going to need a break. So let's see. I'll go through what's working, and then I'll close, shut down my stream, and then I'll take a break. So the camera's working. That's good. And camera 2's not turned on. And so then the only other thing I could use right now is one in desktop. So you could be going around the desktop and see my pretty face all at the same time. Isn't that wonderful? Okay, and then the only other things that are really running right now is, that I can use right now, it's not running, but is the exit with audio and then the titles. So I'm going to shut down my stream, and then I'll shut down my recording, and take a break, and then I'll go from there. Got more to do. I'll figure that. I've forgotten what the other thing is right this minute, but I'll figure it out, and then I'll go from there. All right, we'll come back later.